don't try the stunts I do at home. After all, I know what I'm doing. I've had years of experience, and I'm a true professional.
You know, nothing stops Super Dave Osborne. No matter the disaster, the deadpan daredevil survives it all. And for years, this guy here has been the brains inside Super Dave's crash helmet. And this guy is Bob Einstein. Actually, you know, Bob is a survivor in the business. He has worked with the best of the best. Perhaps recently you've seen him in the Ocean's 13 movie or Arrested Development, of course. And of course, as the unstoppable Marty Funkhauser on Curb Your Enthusiasm. But those laughs are new, and Bob's been getting laughs for a long time. He is the son of a comedian and the brother of writer-director Albert Brooks. Now, Bob wrote for 60s rebels, the Smothers Brothers.
Okay, Mr. Liberace, you can get back on your bench now.
Winning an Emmy along with a very young writer named Steve Martin. In the 1970s, he worked with everyone from Sonny and Cher to Redd Foxx, but it was the 1980s when Super Dave became a household name, and he actually did it on a show in Canada called Bizarre with the wonderful John Byner.
I'm not a terribly gifted person, so I feel the money I make risking my life is far more than I could make doing anything else.
Now, Super Dave, that character was an instant hit. He has gone on to be a talk show favorite, star of his own shows, and a feature-length movie.
All right, here we go.
These days, Bob is back with a new DVD. It's called Super Dave's Super Stunt Spectacular. Take a look.
By no means, by no means, king of the road.
Ladies and gentlemen, Super Dave Osborne.
Good to see you, man. Hey, welcome to the show. Thank you so much. How are you? Great. What a great audience. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's all right, eh, for a guy who falls off a building?
Loud group. Thank you.
What was the first Super Dave stunt? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was the first one I did. I tried it out on a show that my partner and I produced called Van Dyke and Company. And it was a daredevil, and I was going to do something. I was going to go upside down in a metal car at 100 miles an hour. It had never been done before, and the camera covered me very tight, and I got in the car, and they strapped me in. They pulled back, and it was a roller coaster. And there were nuns in it and kids, and the roller coaster went, and I passed out. Everyone else had a great time. So that was the first one I did.
What's it like being Super Dave now as opposed to Super Dave during the era of Bizarre? That's where I first saw the character, was watching
I don't
that
get
show.
hurt as much. No, it's, of course, when we first started doing it, no one knew us in Canada. No one knew us in the United States, really. So it was very different. Now we have fans, so it's more fun.
As people have evolved and societies have become desensitized even more than they were, does a Super Dave stunt have to reflect the place that people are in right now?
No, I don't know where people are in right now, so I wouldn't have to do that. Our world is so strange. Yeah. What you're asking is, do I have to take it to a whole... No, I don't.
Like in 1945, if you were around doing Super Dave, you'd stub your toe on the people. Hey, you're funny. You know, it's different now.
That's not a bad thing you just did. I may use you on my new show. Yes, a little demented, but good. The thing is, you have to do whatever you think is funny. I don't think you have to stretch it to a point of scaring people or making them sick or anything like that. I never did that. So I just think you have to do what's funny. You know, I think you have to do... I'm talking right now. Oh, go ahead.
You paused and I jumped.
No, I didn't pause. I just tried to take a breath. But got a great joke for you if you're interested.
I want to hear a joke.
No, you asked me the question first.
Okay,
a little kid is walking down the hall.
Finish your thought.
Okay, I'm going to finish my thought. Little kid, 10-year-old, is walking down the hallway. And he hears a commotion in his parents' bedroom. So he goes, opens the door, and there's his father, dressed only in chaps. His mother's in a cheerleading outfit with no underwear, and they're going at it. He said, "Daddy, what's going on?" He said, "Don't worry, sweetheart. Go to bed. Daddy will tuck you in when he's finished." 20 minutes later, his father's walking down the hall. He hears screaming from his kid's bedroom. He opens the door, and his kid is having sex with his grandmother. He said, "Billy, what are you doing?" He said, "It's not so funny when it's your mother, is it?"
That's a good joke. I like that. Okay. Did you say that one on Letterman back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
But what was your thought before that?
Here's another one I love. A guy's having trouble with his wife, so he calls up his best friend. He said, "You gotta meet me at a bar, man." So they meet at a bar. He drinks so much he throws up on his shirt. He says, "Now what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go home. She's gonna scream at me. She might even hit me." His friend said, "Don't worry about it." He said, "Tell him you only had one drink. There's a guy at the bar overdrank, got sick, threw up in your shirt, and to prove it, he put $10 in your pocket to get it clean. I'm putting $10 in there right now." He said, "That's brilliant." He goes home. He says, "I'm home." She comes down and starts screaming at him. He said, "Listen, I had one drink. Guy at the bar got sick, threw up in my shirt, and to prove it, he put $10 in there. Get it clean." She reaches in, she says, "There's $20 here." He said, "I know, he also crapped in my pants." That joke you'll love later, too. I love that joke later, because it's just so funny that that's the only excuse he could make.
In the DVD, there's a lot of classic bits on there, including the CN Tower one,
Yes,
which I remember.
all the classics. King of the Road, CN Tower,
So you
Geiger car.
But you were going to jump off the CN Tower. It was too windy. You fell off.
Well, I didn't fall off. I tried to tell my crew that it was too windy, and Mike Walden said, "I'll meet you down below." Opened the door, and I was knocked off. So I fell and landed on my face, and then the ambulance came to save me, ran over me.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a good combination.
Now, when I saw it, it appeared that something fell off. What was that? What was it like throwing something off of the CN Tower?
Like it wasn't me?
Yeah. That's what I'm going with right now.
I'm going to tell you what happened.
Okay.
I haven't told anyone this. It was the first stunt we ever did in Canada, so no one knew Super Dave. And we threw a dummy that looked like me off, because I wasn't about to dive 5 miles and hit my face in the ground. And the dummy wound up in the back of a woman's convertible, face first, and it was heavy. It just dove in there.
You just tossed it off?
Yeah, we didn't give a damn.
Did you get in trouble for that?
Of course we did. What do you mean did we get in trouble for that?
Amazing.
We did a show once in Las Vegas, and at the Rio Hotel, and the Rio said to us, "Listen, we've never done a show here, and we must understand we're going to block off a portion of the casino for you, but you cannot disturb any other." I said, "Look," I said, "here's what I've done. Here's the resume of what I've done. If you don't think I know what I'm doing, then don't. Okay, do it." The first day of taping, an animal trainer came in that we were using, and in a bullhorn said, "Your attention, please, a lion is coming into the casino." And they left like you couldn't believe we cleared it out.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we've gotten in a lot of trouble over the years.
What does
I'll
Super...
tell you one more quickly. I'm doing a stunt where I think it's on the tape too. I don't like bullfighting because I don't like to do harm to animals. So I'm playing the bull, the matador,
right.
And this man gives us a magnificent, pure Mini Cooper red convertible. It's beautiful. There's not a scratch on it. So I'm going to drive that, and Fuji gets in a fast-track tank with big bullhorns on it. He's going to chase me around the arena.
Right.
So the first take, the guy driving the tank, I stopped tape, and I said, "You know what? It's not funny enough. You're being too careful." I said, "Just forget the choreography and just chase me." In the back of my mind, I'm going, what did I just say? And so now he's chasing me around the ring, and I'm scared to death because it's a tank chasing me, and my car stalled. And all I saw was this tank going up and coming down behind me, and on camera it looked like I was dead, but it cut the car in half. And right in the back. And the guy said, "You can have the car as long as I can tape it for my home movies." I said, "Sure."
Nice.
So I look in the crowd while I'm in shock, and I see the guy going. And I said, "There's damage there." I said, "It's now more of a Mini than it was."
It's a half a Mini now.
Yeah, it was a half a Mini. It had 2 wheels.
How is Fuji? Fuji still going?
Fuji lives in Vancouver.
Fuji?
Yeah, Fuji, I haven't seen you in a long
We
time.
love you, Fuji.
He was a graphic designer when I found him.
Amazing.
Yeah,
And you just thought, hey, why don't you come and help me get hurt?
yeah.
What do you think of, the Jackass stuff and Chris Angel and those kind of shows?
Well, Knoxville gave me credit for everything, and I said, I don't want credit for that. I said, what I do is comedy, what you do is total insanity. I said, so don't give me credit. I mean, the only thing I didn't like about Jackass is kids could emulate it, and I don't like that. And a reporter asked me, well, can't kids emulate what you do? I said, yeah, if their father buys them a bus and puts them on top of it with a piano and then drives them under a bridge, they can emulate it.
Here's a question. Who was the worst driver, when Fuji chased you, or, as I saw on your DVD, when Ray Charles drove?
The funny thing is Ray actually drove where he lived. No, I swear to God he did. People would tell him where to go and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
He was my all-time hero. I loved him. And I had an experience with Ray Charles that would make you just go silent. He came on the show once, and I asked him to do, what did I say? And he didn't have the Raylettes with him. He didn't have his orchestra with him. So we used great Canadian musicians and a Canadian version of the Raylettes. Mm-hmm. And I watched him for 2 hours choreograph this number. And he stopped every 20 seconds going, drum no, drum this, you higher, you higher. I mean, it was just
That's
great
incredible.
memory.
Super Dave's got a brand new DVD. It's called Super Dave's Stunt Spectacular, Volume 1, which means there's more. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.